Why, hello there. Make sure everything is happy today, other than my connection, which is still going to be a little bit janky today. Let's see here. Are you happy? I was running behind this morning. You seem happy. Lost track of time. Doing another thing, and yeah, we're good there. So I'm a little out of sorts here. All right. So we have a couple things to take care of today. We'll just get ready for all of that right away. We'll do that. And I probably want to do this really quick. Let's get this rolling. Oops, that's not what I want. This. We'll do that. Okay. So, we were going to think about pulling out a look. For free when we go and enter a room. I still don't love that it lives in the map. And I don't love that it fires multiple places. We could put it in over here in our playing game state. But, so we have the problem where looking around sends information to other people that you are looking around, right? We don't want that to fire. But what we could do is we could put like a switch in here, a flag in here to make it private or not. And then we could reuse that later too. Because when we go in here into playing game state, right, and we send a look. That runs through, oh, it doesn't run through. It could run through the state machine. Or we could leave it out of there because it's on the handle server update that we run through, right? Kind of. Some things. Looking at a character does. I believe. It's look at. It should be up here because it's public. It's exported. Neighbor's got an exhaust system now, it seems. Hopefully they turn that off soon. Look at, yeah. We could run the could run this through the state machine. But then we'd have to move knowledge of this into things like alive, which we need to clean this up some anyway, but like this, I think, goes away. I don't think I want to do that either. There's no way I've thought of yet that doesn't have some side effects here of putting things in weird places to do this. So if we think about the NPCs moving around, they would have to fire look actions as well whenever they moved into a room to get room data so that they can make decisions about how they behave. If they're a wandering NPC, right? Or something that can move in any way, shape, or form from room to room, as opposed to just being stuck in one. So it does make a degree of sense to put it over here. And I think that things like if you're sneaking, that shouldn't broadcast what you're looking at to the room, right? Nobody sees you. It should only broadcast to whoever can see you. But that that would be, you'd have to determine if they can see it or not. So maybe it's fine. And this gets kind of more into game design too. We just want to try to not shoot ourselves in the foot to have to refactor this again in the future. But there's a lot of unknowns, so we probably will. We just want to try to do the best we can, right? Without spending too much time getting paralyzed by analysis. I think it's just going to go into the map. I think that's the still the sanest way to apply universally to everybody, to issue them a free look around. So game map. In our look here, we have our exit list. We could I think I want to pull it out to tile. Because that is where the data lives. So it kind of makes sense, right? Okay, so get ordered exits. We still have... It's only used in tests. What I think I want to do here is just get exit info. And have a flag for verbose. And this is going to return a list of room exit objects. I think. Do we already have game events in here? Oh, we probably don't, huh? But I don't think it's going to matter. So like I said, this is only used in tests, right? Meow. We also need... No. We need just this. Like so. And then this just becomes T. We go through the cardinal directions still. This con is T ID there. This just becomes if verbose, like so. And then at the end of all this, we return exits. And then exits can become just a call to target tile, get exit info. The bool here is if it's a look event or not. That gets all of that. And this is going to get moved over, I believe, because that's actually... Yeah, this is the same package, that's fine. We're going to have a get room info. This is going to return a room data. Okay. This is going to need our same bool. I don't think I love verbose there. It's probably okay down there, but up here... We can just do... We can do that, I suppose. Because I want to default to the quick, right, basically. So here... we build up our room data. Holy cow, my connection is so bad today, again. I'm going to try to keep an eye on it, but there's nothing I can do about it until parts and pieces get here. So, when we do this... when we do this, let's call this detailed look as well. It'll make it easier to keep track of. So if it's detailed, then we put the description in. Otherwise, no. This. Oh, we need the source type though, because we got to put it into the room data. And let's actually call it get room data. Okay. Event type. Room data. Source type is event type directly. We can do the it's basically going to be the same exact code as this. So we can get our occupants, except for this is T now, because it's us. I'm just going to go ahead and delete this for now. Ultimately, we're going to return that. Okay. Occupants here. Basically, the whole thing here. We're going to take this error out, though. We're going to do that. We're going to switch on the event type instead. Description text will equal T verbose in the case of a look. And then description in case of a regular. We're not going to return this error here anymore. We're going to default to that. Okay, so this will end up being occupants. This will end up being description text. And then we just need our exits. So we'll say get exit info. If the look event or not. This get room data, and this is our look event type, like so. Forgot about that. There we go. Chuck that in there. That pulls you over here. And then we still have this look result we would have to build. But that's fine. I think. So right after we notify occupants here, we're just going to do the source is char. The data is, we need to get, this is destination tile, get room data. It's a quick look event. We're going to manually say QL data. We're going to notify you that there's quick look data. Okay. So, meow. Let's go ahead and test that out. We're going to need a couple things. We're going to okay, I'm going to do this. I'm going to get out of there because it's going to become hard to read. It has been lately. I'm going to look up and try to remember. What the shortcut is to create a new window. Control B, C. Nope. There we go. And then it's it's N. Okay. There we go. All right. So this can be our get window. This one can be split up a little bit because over here, this is going to be our client. I lied. Yeah, no. That's our client. This is our server. Because then we'll have more room to read the server messages, which are kind of important. And then this one could also be client, because we're going to need to run 2 clients to test this correctly. And then this one, whoop, thank you, focus. And then I'm going to immediately remember that I forgot to start the database in my rush to get going. Let's go ahead and do that. Now it'll work. There we go. Okay. So, first and foremost, Mr. Foo can get logged in here and he can go east, move to the east. We see our stuff. Cool. Let's go back west really quick and we can log in our other character. If I could type. There we go. Okay, so he appeared. Good. He went to the east. Cool. He came in. He did not look around. But if we quick look, or look, everything is working according to plan. Full look. So everything's good. Okay, let's get them logged out. We'll do a commit for that. We are so far happy. There we go. Pull out the look or room data code into tile. Give characters a free quick look. Quick look. Entering a room. Okay, perfect. Love it. Now, What else is on our to-do list here? Other than cleaning everything up and doing a whole lot of testing. We need to take a peek at... That should get us to like feature parity, because we didn't really have skill checks working yet anyway. I think that's pretty close. Our state... Skill check we're going to want still. I don't think we need those anymore. Get name we use still. Get look data. Used in here. But... Let's see here. Look, quick look. Oh, we were going to do... Name is effectively our quick look for a character right now. Or maybe that's not. Maybe look is our quick look right now, and we want to do something more in the future with that. That has to wait until we have more information about a character. Right now, it's pretty minimal as to what we actually know about them. We know their name and their description and their level, which is all going to be 1. These, I think, are just set to 0 right now or something like that. It doesn't really matter because nothing is applying to them. We can't die yet. It's just in there as a scaffolding. Okay, so thinking about that, though, we do want to give them a skill check. We might want to know this still. These are still valid. That's still valid. I think all of these are actually still valid. Except for maybe get look data. Because we just handle a look now. If we could go in here... No, I'm wrong. Is it look that's no longer? This is do look. Let's do that. Just ignore my strings. Do the code only, please. Get look data. That's fine for now. Okay. So that can stay. I'm happy with that to live in here for now. I think we deleted a lot of the stuff in the map already. Let's do a quick commit here. do that. And we'll have to worry about dead when we can actually die for now. We'll let it be as a placeholder. Let's see. You have been pretty well updated. So that one's actually been fixed. Thought I made a note for myself. Okay, that's done. Do I still have getting sidetracked, but it was in character manager, I think. I think we got rid of all this stuff. And I think we got rid of the extra events that used to live in here. Game events, event type. Handled events is actually nothing right now. You don't handle anything currently. It's okay, I think, to have character manager still be an event handler, because we still might want that eventually. That's a to-do for when we actually save things. Get display info. Character display info. For usages, in game manager, we use you. Right, this is for getting the list of characters. That's fine. That's how we show you the list of things you can live into. Are you building everything from scratch, or are you building from a scratch without AI? Yes. Attribute by name. So this is all for characters to determine what are valid things. We're going to leave those in there. We're going to leave the task of pulling the status ticker out for a separate branch. That's fine. I think we're good in here. I think we already deleted the stuff for the extra events that grew up around the challenges we solved in a nicer way here. I think we already got rid of them. Game map. That's crazy. Why is that crazy? That's all fine still, I think. What do we have left in tile? Nothing. We pretty well cleaned you up. I think we're in really good shape, actually. We need to fix the spawn messaging. That's fine. That's going to be in game manager, I think, where we, yeah, character spawn. Should also fire. Place character at point. Enter message. Notify occupants, enter message. Wait, what was the... Let me look here. That's dead now. That's done. Oh, on spawn. Yeah, quick look event on spawn. We shouldn't need this. We should actually be seeing two. Let's double check that though. Actually, no, we won't see any because it doesn't notify us. Yeah. Redundant. We should notify occupants still. That's going to be dropped by us because we don't notify ourselves. This is where we do the same thing. Quick look, look result, sorry. Source is the character we just spawned. This is that. We can call it that. That's fine. This is the room data. There's the right one. Source type, game events, quick look event. Occupants is going to be... No, I'm confused again. This is the tile. Because I just added this. Get room data. Here we go. Quick look event. We feed you that. Then. There we go. Gotta remember the things I just built. Now we do character notify QL result. Like so. So. Give the spawned player a free quick look. Orient themselves. That way, you know what the heck you just spawned into. I need you to exit so that you don't break when I restart the server here. Where am I? There I am. I need this to be more visible. Restart the server. Didn't work. Why didn't you work? Is it because you aren't listening yet? Playing game state. We've sent the ready. That's how we got our MOTD message. Notify occupants. Notify. It would be in character, or not character, client handler here. Listen and forward gets called here when we send ready. Send response. Character spawn. Which is here. Ultimately. Because we call to the world manager and say, hey, put them into place. That currently just passes it through because we only have one map right now. So it ends up in game map. Place the character. We create our move event. We put him in there. We notify occupants. We send him a notification. Why doesn't he get it? Because this... Okay, I see. Listen and forward gets called after. We sent the MOTD to him directly. Send a response there. Okay. That'd be why. But we listen and forward before we spawn. That should still be fine. We give him a parser. We spawn him. And we tell the client that we're in. Which actually I probably want to do also before. I probably want to do that before as well. So I say, hey, great, you're in. And then I'm going to spawn you. Ooh, except for if I can't spawn for some reason, then I want to send that error. See if we can do it in this order. It might be wrong still. Because I don't remember if the client transitions in or not before it gets that notification. It does. Okay, cool. And then let's do a... When we take them out, we make them log out. We stow them, we remove them from the map. Do I want to do that? Hello to you as well. Do I want to do that in this order? Or do I want to do... let me commit this actually before I get on to the next thing here. Let's get you status. Playing game state, game map. Yeah. We're going to say change the order, or the order of the character spawning call, so that we are attached at the moment of spawning and can get the room data. Add a quick look data to show newly spawned characters the room they just spawned in. Message retracted. Cool. Okay, so now let me see here. Yeah. We want to maybe have We have the spawn message in here that comes from Game Manager. We can give it a let's do that. And then remove character from map. We'll do a despawn message in here. Target tile, remove occupant. We probably want to do this here. Spell that correctly, it'll work better. We'll turn the error, say error removing character from tile. That should be a W now. There we go. That's going to end up being a nil. We're going to say the same thing we did up above. It's still a move notification. Our source is still the character in question. The message is going to be the despawn message that will pass through, like so. Oh, right. We'll call you the despawn event instead, because we don't want to step on the despawn message. And then we do target tile, notify occupants. Notify occupants, despawn, event. So that gets sent through. Now, in Game Manager, when we do our logout, remove character from map, we need to make sure in World Manager that this is expecting also the same. Hey, Terrace, how's it going? That, and then in Game Manager, we feed you character despawn message in here. Now we just need to make sure that the character can get that message, because stow character, I think we want to do this in a different, remove them from the map and then stow them. Back to Go, I see you are. Yes, I'm all over the place. I've been Go for the past couple days, actually. It's been very nice. That's right. We might need to tighten this up a little bit as far as avoiding issues goes. Because we can't fail to stow them. That would be bad. This is going to become error. We're going to do that. This is also just going to be error. And then this is going to become return nil. We're going to do that. We're going to do that. This is actually more like... Oop. It's more like that. Okay. This should also be more like that, like so. Stow character, which needs to then just return an error. That's fine. We're going to leave some of this refactoring to when we redo the context minder stuff. That's fine. If it's not okay, right here is where we're going to say to do, we need to fix this when we refactor the individual status minders out. This becomes return error for now. Error. Well, we already wrapped it going up. I'm just going to return error here. Oh, that. It's jank, but it's going to work for now. Like so. Okay. In here, I'm also going to throw myself a note. To do this to suck less when we, and I see messages. Hang on one sec. I'll get to them. When we refactor out the individual status minders. That's going to get simpler. It'll make this easier to worry about. Okay. Seeing you after a long time, can we get a quick demo? Once it's ready to run again, yeah, give me a little bit. Because we're in the process of breaking stuff right this second. Okay, notify occupants. Cool. We do this in the correct order. We remove them from the map. We send that message, and then we stow them. I need to make sure that in here, when we... So we're not in the ready land here, but I do have something on handle there. Right. I would need to do that to make sure. Operation failure, login error message. Actually, here I'm just going to log this as an error and say error logging character out after error spawning. For now, that'll be okay. All right. We need to look at the... What else is missing? Oh. Fine. I'll do my chores after error sending MOTD. We need to clean that up. But for now, Oh, that's also not just a log message. Okay. Now, it's not going to be, well, it will be text. It would be exit, I call logout. So here, this, we're going to do character logout, like so. We're going to say error logging character out. There, done. Okay. Now, in theory, we should be able to run it. So let's do that. Let's make sure everybody's logged out really quick. And they are. Like so. Restart the server. Log in Mr. Foo. And then Mr. Bar. Okay, we see him appear. If he logs out, slowly fades out of existence, call to another realm. Perfect. Exactly what we want to see. He can respawn. He gets his look. If we exit, same difference because it all logs out first. Life is good. Everything is working as we wish it to. There's your quick demo. That's where we're at, more or less. We can move around. We can look. We can get some spawn messages. We're refactoring the event system currently, so everything currently broken. All right, that's all. Character manager, player in game, game manager, game map, world manager. That all looks good to me. We're gonna commit and say display quick look. Wait. No. Display a message to the room occupants when someone is despawned. There we go. Because the quick look stuff was in the other commit because we broke it up. We were nice to ourselves. All right, let's close these for now because the next big thing. Let's cancel that. The next big thing is we're going to have to fix a bunch of tests. We've kind of just like torn everything to pieces here as part of this refactor to get everything working so much better. I'm so much happier with it now. But we're going to have to do some chores now because we just tore things apart without any regard for what was working in the tests, or little to no regard, I guess I should say. I say, hey there, Mr. Mongoose. How's it going? Working hard or hardly working? Man, I'm working hard, I tells ya. But, like I was just saying, I don't know if you were there for it or not. I'm really, really a lot happier with the way things work now. I'm a little on... It may be easy to shoot myself in the foot in the future calling things in places, but the event system is so much easier to think about now, so kind of a win. Let's see here. What else is... This is still used, that's still used. These should all be new and therefore actively used now. Because the other stuff was in the other file and we already deleted that. Yeah. And then game object, yeah. Perfect. That's our interface. Enters, leaves, move type. That's fine. That's a typo. This should be MT. Oop. For move type. Nice to hear that refactoring helped. Yeah, it was super worth it. Skill checked prompt. That's not going to happen anymore. That's going away. Notify character events, I think, also go away because we just notify them directly. We have it in game events still, which of course we will because we didn't clean it up yet. That's game events. That's not game manager. Yeah, okay. You definitely go away. 99% sure. That goes away. We're going to use a broadcast, not a broadcast, but just a text event for that. Logout we still need, I think. Look and quick look, move. These others can stay for now. We may or may not remove them in the future. But for now, that gets simplified down a little. Let's go ahead. Commit that. Clean up no longer used game event types. There was something else. I was going to switch away from broadcast to being a targeted send to the game manager. I think that was on my to-do list here. Let's monitor this situation right quick. That's what we're doing here. This has gone away. Tag list is no longer a map thing. That's kind of what kicked this whole mess off. Trigger a quick look event on spawn. We've done that. We've done that. We just did that. That's all done. This got fixed along the way as part of that. That's an editor thing. That's an editor thing. Cool, 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 cool. I thought... I guess I didn't make a thing for the exit message, but that's fine. We did it anyway. So let's go ahead and do that. Before we go do our chores, let's go fix that, the broadcast that we just banged in there real quick while we were flying through and not thinking about stuff as hard because we were worried about other things that were hard. The game manager should be listening on the channel game manager, but we should also have the ability, because this is a constant and not a magic string, to just reference it, because we know about game manager, don't we? No, we don't. We can't. Okay. What if when I... That's why I wasn't using it. Ooh. What if when I register to handle, but only the character manager registers, even though it didn't actually... Even though it didn't actually do anything. Character can't know about you, right? Because you know about character. Yeah. That's why I was doing that. I could still hand back. When the character manager creates a character, unpacks them, spawns them, whatever. Okay, so it sets the default things within a character. When it says that it's going to register... Which it doesn't... New manager... We actually don't register. We get command handlers because of the same reason. Because we can't know about you. Because you know about us. We could use the bus for that. Except for they won't know about the bus until... We call get handlers on you. We could provide you... We could rename this to... we could rename this to like initialize handler. For everybody, right? And then, so in our interface that we kind of hide these guys behind as an event handler, initialize handler is going to also take, it's going to have an argument to implement correctly. And that's going to say, it's just going to be a string parameter, string argument, right? Okay, so now you will have knowledge of we'll call you manager handler name or manager channel name. That's probably fine. So we return handled events, and then this will need to know about... Right now it has a message broker. Manager channel string, like so. And then I can say, like so. That way it gets put in there. Now I got to be careful here to implement this over here as well. Because you need to also have, okay, you do have initialize handler, you just need the argument. And I don't think... We throw an error if we don't have one, but we're not using it currently. Okay. But I'm not going to rule out needing it in the future. So, do we still need this? We're going to just throw a to-do to look at it later as we get further along. Because I would hate to take it out now and then need it again in, you know, through 2 days, whatever. But, so for right now, this can actually just be an underscore. I get it. I don't care about it. That way I still implement my interface and everybody is happy. Now in here, when I create a character, character currently knows about the manager. And it has a message broker. This shouldn't be used anymore. Oh, no, it is. Because, duh. Derp. Because we send these events. We broadcast message. But this... Let's call send event instead. That's a bad name. Unless I put it in. For now, because we need to refactor this anyway in the future to try to get this manager, not that one, the manager pointer out of here. I would like this to not need that. And as we go along, manager might even just go away. We'll see. Well, something has to know what's a valid. That's kind of part of where it came from, is that we needed to have a list of what are valid statuses. How do I know about them without storing them in every single character? So it might have to stay. Either way. Either way. State roller. I think that is all we had to do. We made the type of the message a broadcast, but that doesn't necessarily need to be the case. It shouldn't be. This was designed to be very much more like, it's almost REST-like, because it originally came out from the editor and needing to broadcast events on a message bus in there to the different widgets. We don't use that editor anymore. So I got to think about if this really has any value anymore. I'm going to leave it as broadcast for now, even though it's not. Because it's working, and that's fine. It could really be like create, because it's creating a new... Let's do it. It is creating a new thing. So we can do that. Hey, thanks for the follow. Appreciate that. Apparently I need to fix... Ugh. Why are my alerts not firing? I keep forgetting... Okay, let me make myself a note. I keep forgetting to check that. That was actually done. Fix Twitch alert sound. So that's supposed to come to my ear holes, so I know to thank people when they're so kind as to follow me or do other things. Okay. Anywho. Is this a text mod engine? Yes. Yes, it is. Okay, so we've got that cleaned up a little bit. Let me go and find where I put that window. That is taken care of. We'll go ahead and go here. Character manager, game manager, world manager. Yes, all looks. Switch from using broadcast to directly targeting game manager for character game events. Okay, love that. Now, Let's put you back down here for a second. You like so. My connection sucks today. I'm sorry. It's going to suck until next week when I get things fixed. Just watching it again go red and yellow and have like 25% dropped frames. Sucks big time. That's done. And I don't think this needs to be a whole new we need to like have a portal in our gym to use to test this. So let's actually pull that back out. We'll make ourselves a task for the future. It'll be a branch to get that all working and tested correctly. We'll do that separate. It's going to be a shared task because it's going to touch everything. Basically just the map. Implement a or finish portals is what we're going to call you. And then hang on. This needs to change. I'm all done with this for now. Thank you. Something new. Editor needs to show and support creating them. Server needs to correctly handle them. Currently using directions for the transit routing must find better answer. Client should be fine with them. Client should be able to just consume the events we give it. But we'll throw that in for future us to worry about. It is something we do need to tackle at some point. We have most of the bits and pieces in place for it, but some things are still not going to work. We need to get that squared away. And I think it's going to look like a couple different things, but I'm getting ahead of myself. What is red and squiggly in here? Oh, get command handlers. I forgot to send this along. This is not that. It is event. What did I call you up here? In my constant. Broke channel. Forgot about that. I should right. I was on the right screen. No, I should test you first. Go run. Okay. Undefined game events character say in command parser. Ah, yes. Okay. I have made foolish errors. Must actually send the channel to handlers we are figuring. Okay, fix that up. Parser. So we probably actually need command parser 179. Command parser go 179. Down here. There we go. Game events character say. Ooh. I do still need that. Okay. That's fine. We can put you back. For now. Which I guess it makes sense we need to have that flag to be able to route things. We're going to still need to call notification on the tile. But we still need to have that as an event. That was a mistake. All right, let me run this again. This time we actually launch, and I guess I could say isn't actually routed, and I don't think it ever was though. I could be wrong. It won't be routed right now. I don't think. Let's make sure I'm right. Okay. Invalid command. All right. Yeah, we don't handle you yet. That's fine. We can get that working, I suppose. It is part of this. It's going to need to go through event system, I think. Otherwise, we'd have to break out events for like a whisper or something like that, right? Which we don't necessarily wish to do. It's going to be in playing game state. It's going to be handle client update. Text. We don't handle character say anywhere in here. So and then I got to figure out I got to figure out how I want that to be. We have the idea of different names in place. So we're probably going to want to like prefix a say with a name. So that'll run through there. We're probably going to need an event for it. Let's open our event sort of planning doc here really quick and remind ourselves we could actually do, yeah, we return a look result with a source and data. So let's actually update our docs here. Source is a game object in both of these cases. And we could also clean this up a little bit. Like so. That's not what I want. Let's do this way instead. Like so. A room also has a source. And we return occupants items for the future, short, long. No, we only return it's a string, short or long disk based on look type. Let's get rid of that. We know our goal. We're working on it very, very hard right now. Our event, so our type, look, attack, etc., based on commands. That is true now. Execution type, true. Source is a game object pointer. That's true. I should actually... No, it's not. Well, yeah. Usually pointer to character. The interface could hold either. Could hold pointers, could hold references. In our case, it just happens to handle or to hold character pointers mostly. Optional target. String list of tag strings. We don't have that done yet. I'm actually going to do a nice green line over things we have. So we have all of these. Attack we don't have. Move we have implemented. That still follows the event stuff. But it just goes into an event. This would be more like a... This is more like a move notification. Move notification. Source is a game object. Pointer to a character. And then the move notification as a source has a type. So let's add that. And that should be the move type. So enter or exit. And then a message is the string. And characters know how to handle that. We're going to put our lovely green box of great success also around this port, because we have that implemented. We're good to go with that. Okay. Tidy that up just a little bit. Okay. These are still for future us to worry about. We don't have say yet either, which we will need. So because we don't have it, got the machinery for it though. I'm going to leave it out for now, I think. But let's go ahead and plan it. Because... Go to back, please, so that you're not in my way when I try to click on things. To back. Ooh, that's not what I want. We need another fella over here. For a say. And that's going to be the same root event. And then it's going to have to produce a thing, a notification that we can carry out. And I think just basically a say result. It won't have a type. It won't have an ID either. It's going to have a source. It's going to be a game object. It won't have a success. It'll have a message. And then we can act upon that. And now the question becomes, does this have, does this have commonality with other events that we could just fold you into? I don't know why your spacing is different, but I don't care right now. Probably not. I think it needs to be a unique guy. I think it probably has... Whoa. I think it probably has an optional target. Which is also a game object, optional. Or... we could use the tag system for that. So that you default to sending because this has optional targets. We can end up emitting a say result to everybody in the room, or, you know, we can make decisions on it. Like if it's targeted and stuff like that. And make decisions about who gets to overhear it. That'll be a good rough start. And then other things lead to like game design discussion, right? So we got to figure that out. That's the future. We're going to leave it out for now. We can leave it stubbed into the parser. I'm okay with that. But I don't think it worked before. I could be wrong, but I don't think we implemented it. I don't remember testing it. Anywho, I should have do this, restore the say event. We use it in the parser, we'll probably want to use it in the future. And then add say events to our event planning. Mark the things we have implemented. Update those to reflect current reality. Push those up. Okay. I'm gonna take a quick break, open some windows. It's getting hot in here, and get a beverage, and I'll be right back. And we'll start fixing tests. There we go. All right. Now, might have to turn on a fan soon. We'll see. It's supposed to be like, what was the high? It's supposed to get windy later. But also, it's supposed to get up to 92 today. It's insane. We're about to dip back down for the next couple days, though. So that'll help. But dang. It's hot. It's humid. Meanwhile, the East Coast has huge blizzards. The world is crazy, you know it? Alright, so we can't put it off any longer. It's time to do tests. Oh, it's gonna suck so bad. Okay. Let's do them basically one at a time. let's just tidy up our workspace here really quick. Close all these things, and we'll start tackling stuff. Character, I'm sure, is going to be broken. Yes. Yes, it will. Okay. Let's actually leave you over here. We'll tidy that up for now. And we'll have character open. That way we can look back and forth and do what we need to do. Current room info goes away. We have current location now. This won't matter. We just need to have it in there. We can do invalid for you, I believe. Test notify, that's fine. Oh yeah, we're gonna have to tear those out. We're gonna just replace this wholesale. Let's do this. Like so. And then replace you like that. Replace all. Okay. Actually, I shouldn't do that because it's just going to expand them again when I do searches and fixes like that. So that one should be working. Our test messages. Test message, character notify of the test message. So this needs to be replaced. Game events, how about just a text notification? It'll be the simplest. Oop. Go down there. Alt-enter, that's what I was. Fill the fields, there we go. Alright. You only need a message, so... Test message. Replace all of that. Like so. Notify now gets that. So when we go in here and we notify you, you're just going to hand it off, right? To whoever's listening to you. If I'm not mistaken. Listen. Yeah. So, where did your... Oh, there you are. Right there. Okay, so event, interface, boom, we put it into the event. Which, notification channel here... Because we can't know about Game Manager, you're an interface. Right. Or not Game Manager, but, ooh, Game Events. That's going to be a problem here, I think. No, it won't be. Because we have Game Events here. This should actually be... Notification channel is a wrapper because we needed to sync it. But these don't have an interface. So using interface here is still correct. We don't need to change that. Okay. Otherwise, we'd have to figure out an interface for an event, and I don't like why. Doesn't seem like it'd be a good use of time. I think it'd be inflexible and problematic. But in this case, we're going to expect that in case of that, we're going to say if actually not message, notification. If we type assert you there, if you're not that, you would fail. So we should be good like that. And we reflect them to be deeply equal. Okay, so we can basically just directly replace these guys. Like so. In this case, we are expecting one more than a buffer, so I should clean up the channel. And then we make sure that you're no longer bound. Why did I do that? Is that old behavior? Because notify, if it's bound, or it's not bound rather, we log a debug message in return. Otherwise we hit send. If it doesn't send, removing listener. But we listen to events. Ah. So we were filling the buffer to simulate somebody that had just like stopped responding or something. Okay. That's why we did this. So, because then it'll fail to send and it'll clean up that. It'll stop listening to events. Close the channel. Okay, so our testing to make sure in the event of a listener silently dying, but the channel remaining open, that we will eventually, or when the buffer, we will clean up, the channel when the buffer fills and we fail to send. So that's why we said doing one more. Fills the channel, the buffer fills, causes us to fail to send. Okay, this can still get replaced like so. If there's no listener, then that's fine. It should end up just dropping. It'll actually log now. Stop listening to events. That's fixed. If we call stop listening, reflect deep equal event. This can just be an interface, that's fine. Oh, it can't be. I can't do that, can I? Because that's just equivalent. But you're no longer... I guess an empty interface is just a nil? Should return the default value empty object, but got something. What's the default value? Oh, no. That's an empty interface. Still not gonna like it though. What if I did that? Yeah, it won't let me compare that. That's just a non-starter. But that's the only thing that goes in these events currently. What do I want to do about that? Decisions. I just skipped this step. Somebody should have run into this by now, right? Nil slices are empty causes nil slice to be equal to an empty slice. Compare functions. Nil slices are... Nil maps are empty. Nil pointers are 0. Doesn't seem like any of those options would help us. What's the default value, I guess? Should be nil. Okay, so we probably can't deep equal a nil, but that's fine. We should be able to just say that, right? In theory. We'll find out once we make this actually runnable again. All right, that. We're gonna leave everything that isn't a compilation error for the first pass, and we'll adjust them as needed in the future. Test notify other exit. Okay, so this is where... Oh, I closed you. Let's not even look at the docs, though. Let's look at code. Or, I guess, looking at the docs is a good indicator of if our docs are correct, right? If we can get there from here. So let's do that. So, move. This needs to be actual coordinates then, in theory. Actually, no. Because we're just listening to the events. I'm actually, come to think of it, we should be able to leave that out. I'm going to keep it in, though, for now. To do, see if we can move current location entirely from our test characters. I think we can. I want to run the stuff first, though, to make sure. We can do that after. To see if we have test failures that aren't compilation errors. This needs to be a room, what did we call you? Move notification. Right? Oop. Move notification, fill the fields. Okay, source. Other exit, so we should have a... We don't. We'll need one, though, to put into here. We need these guys to have IDs for this test. Not that. New. New. That won't matter. I don't believe those matter. That shouldn't matter. That won't matter. None of this will matter. Okay. Oh, that's why... Because we do need you to exist so that we can get you unstowed. So you do need... to be at a place. Well, actually, that should be where you default to. So that should be fine. Neither of those should matter. But... we can leave him as like a note, basically, to ourselves. Okay. Create an unstow. Let's call you that. Oh, that's why we don't have your ID. Okay. Because we create you, you get an ID. Alright. That's fine. Right here, test observer car ID is ID. Like so. Let's do that. Set your ID to what we get back. Wow, that was completely not the right letters. Okay. And then we also need to unstow you. We're going to call you... Don't mess with the strings, just do that. That. Okay. Now we got our channel. We're listening to the events. We get that. We say we have the target character. We don't need that. We created you at the beginning now. Move notification is our mover char. And we're going to use... Actually, hang on. We don't need to set this because we're going to pull them out. Silly me. That's fine. That can stay. Create character. Oop. Good thing I did that because I did that. Unstow character ID. Okay, perfect. We're going to do that. That's the data we create them for them. Then we'll get their actual stuff here, which makes the location doubly not important. Okay. Then we're listening on the observer channel's character. That's good. Test move notification is the mover character. This is going to be move type. Exit. Character exit. Message is just going to be test exit message. Okay. Now move notification source move message. Yeah. Yeah. Why do I keep thinking we wrapped that in something? Let's go check. Not you. World manager. Handle event. Move. Notify. No, it's just a move notification. I'm thinking of looking, I think. So this is accurate. It's just a move notification that gets sent to our characters. Okay. So all of this junk goes away. And then we don't notify exit. We just notify. And it's test move notification. Okay, perfect. We're expecting to get out the move notification from the channel. We can type assert it. If it fails the test. That's expected. Does this still make sense? No. We don't need that anymore because we don't transform anything in here anymore. It's so much simpler. and easier to work with, we just reflect deep equal message and the test move notification, right? This is just a canary test to make sure we didn't mangle anything along the way. Now, okay, piece of cake. Except for we got to do the same thing here. I won't need that. I won't need either of those. That. You. Oop. First name is test notify. Oop. Other. Enter. Last name is mover. That. Just to kind of hammer the point home. We create the character. This is... Don't mess with my strings, please. Just the code, thank you. And then I typoed it. That. Okay. This we just duplicate really quick. Mover char data. First name, last name. We wouldn't even really need to do that, but that's fine. Observer char becomes... Yeah. Might want to pull a helper out for this. Okay, so we listen to the channel there. We don't need you anymore. The fact that watching someone code with AI is weird is very weird, right? Like, what do you think we did before all the slop? Okay. We don't need this now. It's just a move notification. Source is our mover car. Type is exit. Room exit. No, enter. Character enter. There we go. That's the correct one. That can be that. Then I don't need any of that. Gets much easier. Notify test move event. Ooh. Like so. Messages, move notification. Nope. Just a little canary test now. We don't even need that anymore. We just expect you to be equal to test move event. Like so. Notify self exit. Okay. So again, all of this is really just not needed. These could actually just be string variables, but it's fine to have them up there. It's pretty simple. Okay, we listen to our events. Move notification. Fill the fields. The source in this case is going to be us. Type is game events, character exit. Test leaving message. This goes away. All this junk goes away. Oop. Like so. Move notification. Like so. Make sure nothing gets mangled along the way. All this stuff is no longer important. Notify self-enter, so it's going to be basically the same test over again, except for... like, you could even argue that these could go away as tests now, and... I don't know that I would still write them. If I was doing this today over new, fresh, but we already have them, so it's easier to just leave them as canaries. Test enter message. This goes away. This goes away. Ah, you were supposed to go away, but I pushed the wrong button. There we go. Notify, test move notification. Move notification. Move notification. Both of you. Test move notification. Okay. Doing a move. Let's see here. This is actually going... Expected event. This is going to go away. No, I lied. This is testing that we put the event in correctly. I guess he can be a canary too. Canary, smoke test, whatever you want to call it. Because we're actually listening on the broker, but broadcast topic. We need our... That can be fine. But... Where did I store you? I didn't. You're in the manager, so I need to set up top here. Let's do this. Let's do, subscriber name, we'll make it that channel. Game manager channel is test broker channel. We could actually put you down here just to keep you grouped up visually. Set the channel. It will tell characters to use contact game manager. And then down here, you can have a name, that's fine, but you need to use test broker channel. There we go. Now, when we do a move, we're expecting the character to spit out a game event here. Just an event. Unwrap game event, which this isn't going to need anymore. It's just going to be there because we've cleaned up so much extra junk. I think. Pretty sure. this can just be an event like so, right? Or am I using the wrong name here? Impossible assertion. Game events event does not implement broker message. Right, because you're not... New message broker. Oh, yes. Okay. Whoops. We might still need this because... Message broker message. Yeah, we still need to pull you out of the data. My bad. We do have to wrap that still. You can still be an error there. That's fine. Asserted move command. This can go away, I'm pretty sure. So when we call move, we take a direction, we wrap you up. So this is the event. This is what we're looking for. It's just going to be an event, but we already unwrapped this. So this code can go away, I think. Unless I'm overlooking something. And then the expected event is going to be now an event. Fill the fields. The type is going to be game events move event. Execution type is going to be game events. What did I call you? You have a table. Game events, execution types. Ooh, that's... I could export that. I'm not opposed to it. That way we don't have magic strings flying around in here. But if I do that, we lose the value of this being a canary test or a smoke test, whatever you want to call it. That tells us that we've broken something here, because a move event should be a synchronous event. So I'm just going to say that it's going to be expected to be one. The source should be our character. Target is just going to be nil. There's no target in this case because it's a move. An event is just kind of a very generic structure. I'm done with that for now. All right. And because we let map worry about so much more stuff now, or in this case, the world manager will dictate it to the map, but still, we're just expecting that this event comes out like so. This should be result event. Except for you return a pointer when you shouldn't be anymore. Let's fix that. That's actually going to be a problem down here because we assert you there. And then we put you there. These are just going to be empty events now because we stopped doing that, which is fine, I think. In the future, if we change it, we can always go fix it again. All right, a look action now is still going to be a game event. That's fine. Don't care about this, I don't think. Actually, I should double check. Unstow character. Well, our default's going to be 0, so we should be fine on that for a location. It just needs to be something that's valid-ish. so that this doesn't barf. Again, we're going to have to do the same pattern we did here, and we can actually just steal from ourselves. Like so. To put the correct broker in there. Then you become that. This, let's do here. Oh, yeah, this is fine. We can throw tags in there. This needs to be expanded out, like so. This is going to become an event again. This becomes that. We don't need this anymore. We clean that up nicely. This does need to be here still. We just need to say, look, I'm expecting... Thank you. I'm expecting you to build an event. It's a look event. This is an asynchronous for now. And we want to know if that changes. And then the target is going to be... It's not going to be target. Target is an interface. Target should end up being a list of strings, which is just going to be test target tags. Like so. Okay? There. Like that. And I think that's all we need. I want you to shut up about this, though. Just because you're annoying. Alright. So most of these should be passing now. Might have some other stuff that's changed, but let's take a look. Unknown field, current room info, instruct literal type character. I thought we got rid of you all. Oh! I forgot. Character manager is in the same package, so the tests all get run together. So we got to fix you too. Problematic. But they share so many things that it does make a degree of sense to have them. Like so. I don't care about that. So, we're going to do the same thing. Actually, hang on. Yeah, we're going to replace them for now. And then we'll do our to-do checking if we can get rid of that stuff in the future. That should fix up a ton of these things. Just needs something in there to run on. UID. That's because this is now that. Like so. This no longer returns that, so... Still character, still context, still that guy. We already have error defined, we just do that. Error, unloading character, and then we do a string error. Like so, and I bet we're going to have a couple more of those. Copy it. No? Okay then. What else we got broken in here? You. Okay, so we specifically set you to a thing, so we're going to say that we'll create... Oop, that the same way. Like so. Location, character database, character, current location. And I'm going to tell you that fruit is not a typo. You're just uncultured. Okay. This guy is also at 3.5. I'm just going to borrow that. Bang that in there. Like so. Also at 3.5. Okay, I think we're good. Because this is testing our conversion back and forth. Theoretically, that should be fine. If not, we'll fix it when we get failures. We just want to make you runnable to start with. Handle, apply, damage. Okay, so we put testing around this, but this isn't going to happen like this anymore. These are kind of still stubbed in, but we're going to run this through the state machine. And I got to figure out if I want to... This doesn't run through the character manager anymore. So this is all going to become irrelevant. Because we call it directly on the character now. We let other things manipulate them. And we don't have a horrible back and forth of different states and other stuff. I should have just thought about that a little bit more before I did it. But that's all right. Await character event has gone away. We'll just delete him. It's just a test helper anyway. Okay. What is still... Nothing. You were just being slow. All right. So, run this. We have trubs in logger. Server internal logging dot logger. We can call you directly. That's fine. We're going to replace that like so. For these things that we do need to re-add testing for in the future, but we're going to do it when we get ready to implement those, because we don't have those events yet, really. What? You're not even... Oh, right, next state enter, right. Let's actually... I'm going to leave that alone for now. I don't want to mess up other stuff while we're here. We might think about changing that name in the future to be a little bit more clear. It's func value not called, so we also have this happening in here in our log stuff. Again, for stuff we haven't re-implemented yet, but that's fine. Okay, and we have them in manager as well. On constant, oh, because you just need to be an error. And then in here, we need to do the same, replace all. What else do we have in here that's unhappy? Oh, I was confused between my logger API and the errors. Okay, so we got you in here still. Ah. So let's do... You can do that. That's fine. We're going to replace that with .id. Hopefully that doesn't break anything else. Probably did, but you know. What did we break in here? Ah, okay, yeah, we need to not. We can't do that. We'll just do it here. And because we're in Character Manager, we have direct access to that character. So we don't need to call the getter. We just need to access that property. Later, if we move it, we'll change it again. But for now, that should get us going. Okay. So we only have a couple things. Notify other exit. Error creating mover character. Name combination is not unique. Oh. You should be unique because your last name is different. Did I mess that up? Moving care data right here. I did mess that up. That's going to be the case for a couple different tests. Probably the ones that are failing. Because I forgot to swapify the last name parameter. Do move. Are you the same error? No, you are not the same error. You are target nil. Target nil on a test do move. Expected event source. Expected event target should be, because it is a move, and we put the target into here. That, right? No, we changed that. You are now coordinates east, because that became awkward. All right, and let's go just double check here for a character move. Direction. Event type, pardon me. Event type move event. Source is the character. Target is direction. Logger is logger. Okay, perfect. What else we got here? And this would be a good case for go compare, but that's gonna in load character. Expected character is you. Current location coordinates invalid. Actually, yeah, we're gonna specify 0 here. Because that's where we default to, if I'm not mistaken. When we load a character, character manager, wait. Create character, unstow character. Create character. Puts them at the no. Create doesn't give them a location. Unstow? Unstow character. Convert internal to character. Current location is the location's point. Okay, so this is a potential pain in the butt. Create character. It's because the default value of this coordinate is 0, 0. That's why. If we omit current location, then it would work, but that's not really a good idea, I don't think. I thought we had... We don't. Okay. For now, it can still be 0, 0, but we don't want a magic string, right? We want to know where we're putting you. Oh, that can't be a constant. Right. Fine. We can still have you there. That's fine. Just to be picky about my order of things, I'm going to put you there. Ooh, that's a nice breeze. So current location is going to be default starting location explicitly now. And we're going to say that we expect you to be at the default starting location because we didn't provide you with a location, right? Cool. All right, what else? Nothing else? Cool, rerun it. See if we got everything. Test moving car data? What? Character test. Oh, this is manager. Oh, mover. Silly me. Did I do the same thing here? No. Yes. No, I called you differently. Ah. Okay. It's fine. They can be different named. I don't care. It's just a test. There we go. All of that passing. Beautiful. Let's do a quick commit here. Fix the character package tests, and where appropriate, fix the character package itself. Now let's go ahead and see if we can yank out that current location entirely, because we shouldn't need it. It should be fine in most of these cases to let it default to 0 for our tests. This one's going to be a little trickier. We'll have to be a little more careful, but start at the top, please. Find. Okay, anywhere it says invalid, I think is just we're going to yoink it. Oop, that one was default. That one needs to be staying. This is invalid. This is invalid. This one's invalid. This one's invalid. That one's invalid. You're invalid. You're a point. will leave you. Your point will leave you. Your point will leave you. Okay. There we go. Perfect. This I need to make sure gets in there. Okay, cool. Good. Good. Excellent. Let me take a quick second and make sure. Yeah, everything is good there. Still. Ooh. I forgot to do this. Let's do this real quick. And make sure. Yeah. Okay. All is well. Alright. You just scooch over so I can see stuff. My camera's blurry. That's why I keep trying to remember to clean up my workspace over this side of the world, but the windows, they grow. They wish to exist. There we go. All right. Next. That doesn't need to be open. That doesn't need to be quite so... Actually, that can be minimized. We're done with that for this second. You need to exist like so. Okay. Now... we've committed that. We've got this. We need to rerun this because we just took all that stuff out. Make sure it's still good. And it is. Excellent. So, only those two changed. Remove unnecessary. I think I spelled that wrong. I don't care. Unnecessary current location settings. Let it be default. It's okay. Less code, better code. Good. Next. All right, so character manager. We have squared you away in theory and character all at the same time because you're the same package. Do we have any issues in character database test? We shouldn't because that's insulated. Yes, everything's still good there. Perfect. Our interaction with you is limited to our translation to your internal structure in Character Manager, which we already fixed. Love that. Rollers, we haven't changed anything. There's not a test even because it doesn't matter. Status test. These guys might be broken. I don't think so, though. Because character interacts with them. Yeah, we're good. And again, we kind of contained the blast zone to things that the character is doing or having done to it. We don't have a state test specifically. We will need to put them back into the character itself when we decide to handle them differently in the future. Right meow, it's fine. The state machine is going to act on characters and do things to them. But we don't have anything other than we just return stuff. So we'll put that off. when we implement something that we can actually use to step in front of the alive state or implement death so that we can test the death state, we'll have to add testing around there. But for now, I think character is good. Checks, we didn't change anything in. Playing game state test is going to be broke. Real broke. We changed a lot of stuff in here, but that's fine. Why are my pre-rolls on? You stupid thing. Okay. I'm going to have my connection drop out again. Super fun. I think I'm going to cancel tomorrow just because my connection is getting worse and worse. And until the parts arrive, I'm kind of hamstrung. I just kind of got to cope with it, right? So, I will put notices on social media because this is bonkers. I've dropped like 30% of the frames in my stream. And it sucks for you, I'm sure. Yeah, that thing's been going off like crazy. Let me check really quick. Just to see if it's anything different. Yeah, no, it's the same trash. And that's dropping out. And that's all over the place. Yeah, there's huge dips in my upload where it just goes away suddenly. Bastards. Okay. Yeah, I'll throw out messages on all of the everything to let y'all know if you gave up on it because it was hard to watch and buffered every 3 seconds. I'm going to step away and use the restroom really quick, and when I come back, we'll tackle this test. We'll keep going for our last hour here, but yeah, I'll be right back. There we go. All right. So, this adventure here. Test exit. We don't have... This doesn't go in playing game state anymore. So that can actually go away. Playing game state. Build exit list got nuked completely because it comes to us now in our messages. So we don't need to test build exit either. This should actually go over to... Hang on, let me... Tile. Tile is where we put that. Which went into World Manager, which holds the game map. I think I want to pull you out and put you into your own thing. But we'll do that later. Let's get our testing in place first. Let me pull this out, though, to make a note to myself. We'll just add it here. That's fine. Server map. Can we pull the game map package out to be internal to the server, but not to the World Manager? Just for the sake of being able to find things better? It's worth exploring. If it causes issues with like imports and things, we'll have to rethink it, but a thing for us. Oh, and actually let's do this here too. Let's just do it here because it'll be simpler to remember. Map. We can say move the... or add testing, I guess. Add testing to the tile. Tests for building room data events. Like the ones we send back to the character. Like so. Okay. It's getting hot as heck in here. So this then go away. Okay, so that's the only thing we had in here for you. That's not ideal. Wait. Hang on. We do still have build exit text. What am I thinking? What am I thinking in general here? It's not this anymore. It's not this crap. Okay, hang on. Slow my roll. This is where some testing needs to happen, for sure. To handle testing how we relay this information to an attached player. So exits gets a list of room exits. Okay. Do you still have a direction in you? I don't remember. But if we fill fields, okay, yes, you do. So this one's north. And you have a description to you now. You get you all. Oop, there we go. Like so. Like so. should have been there. Okay. Now, this... Nope, I did that wrong. It's var buff. Bytes buffer. We give you buff, and then our list of exits. And it doesn't return anything. And then expected, that's still a thing, but it needs to be buff string expected that. Buff string. Okay, there we go. This will help a lot. 2 exits. That's probably fine. Room exit. You're west. You are south. We need to get rid of that. We need to bytes buffer. That is the correct syntax, right? I just want to double check myself here. That takes the buff. It comes from handle client. No, handle server update. Bytes.buffer. I shouldn't need... Oh, it's because I said it equals right. That's the correct way to declare it. If you want to just have an empty one. Okay. Then this takes buff and text exit list expected. That is still true. Ooh, actually, crap. Because... Yeah, this is fine. We're going to give it this text. It shouldn't actually have this. We just want to make sure that it doesn't get it at some point in time. And then we're going to duplicate these tests, basically, for the verbose test to make sure that output looks correct. This becomes buff.string, like so. Perfect. And then here... exit, that's fine. No more results. Var buff bytes buffer. Give you the buffer. Expected that. You guys here. Wrong button. That's buff string, like so. Okay. This should be passing such as it is. No, because in here, we do need to call that here. On exit. And then we also have it in here. We need to call that. Guess I should have looked at the output a little more closely. Okay. That's passing now. Let's go ahead and do, as a first step, fix the playing game state tests. Fix playing game state as appropriate. Now let's go ahead and duplicate. And I'm going to throw myself a note here. The description should not be present in the output for the normal build text function. We include it here because we want to ensure is dropped. It somehow ends up in the data. We'll throw our note into all of them just because we might not be looking at that specific one in the future. That's fine. I'm going to duplicate this. And then this is going to test build exit text for Bose. So, build exit. Oh, that one's. This should be text. And this should be text. I'm trying to remember why 2 ended up being included, but I vaguely recall there was a bug where there was only 2 entrances or exits rather, and that's why that test got written, to make sure we didn't regress it after we fixed it. And I don't remember what it was. Something to do with our looping logic, I think. Okay. So this all can still be the same, but our expected text is going to be different. Because when we do a verbose, we're expecting to see, you see, the following exits. Why did I do a right? Why didn't I just include? I don't know. I'll fix it here in a second when we get done. To do put the new line in right string instead of writing twice. So we see the following exits, and then we expect to see and we expect these to be in order. To the north, that, and it's going to say north exit. Okay. Ooh, this is gonna kind of suck. It also kind of just has to be, though. Yeah. South exit. Southeast. Southeast. Exit to the south. Oop. Wait, hang on. We gotta keep ourselves in order here. North, this should be northeast. Not south. Silly me. To the northeast. Northeast exit. New line. This should be to the east. East exit. New line. To the southeast, that. To the south, south exit. New line. To the southwest. Southwest exit. To the west. West exit. To the northwest. Northwest exit. So north, northeast, east, southeast, south, southwest, west, northwest. That's the correct order. Okay. We expect that. That's all still Gucci. We're going to do the same thing over here. I'm going to make sure, though, that I call the correct one here. And we're going to expect only... We're just going to copy this string over. We've done all the hard work. But we're going to expect to see west and south. South is going to come first because it goes in order. East, southeast, southeast, south. Right here. And then to the west. West exit, nobody else. Just like so. These also are going to be expected to end with a new line. Because we did. Right there. Which is fine. We should also test, in both cases, no visible exits. We'll get to that, though, here in and out. To do test no visible exits. This verbose should only show and the single to the west, west exit. Let's grab you. I forgot to copy the start of it, though, because this leader is different. So we do that, ends in a new line. Okay. This should all be passing. It's not. You see the following exits to the north. Oh, because that's right. I left them capitalized because it kind of serves as a hint or like a constant in the player's mind that an N will send them that direction. We don't have like an underline yet. We don't have any like text formatting yet, but we're going to go with it. So we didn't break the... Yeah, that's fine. Earlier I had a typo where I was capitalizing the second cardinal in a string like this, but I guess you could argue that I should do that for the same reason. I don't know. For now, they're going to be capitalized. The start. And we'll deal with that later when we have more thoughts about how we truly wish for it to look. Now, what else did I mess up? North, northeast, east, southeast, south, southwest, west. I should quote string these to help us understand better any output. Oop. Let's run that again. See the following exits to the north. Actually, we could... Let's do this. These aren't complicated. We can use go compare here. if diff doesn't equal an empty string, that. Replace that entirely in all of these for future us. So I missed a to the south, to the west. To the southeast. Looks like it didn't evaluate it before to exit. There we go. To the south, south exit. To the west, west exit. Is it the new line? No. We need to fix this up in the others really quick, but also Whiskey Tango Foxtrot here. Diff to the west, west exits. Build exit text verbose. Direction string. I think these output capitalized. Exit description. Feel like I'm missing something very simple and I'm silly. But also it's not evaluating that again for some reason. Am I using you wrong? I wonder if this is not using Now let's go CMP. Give me your docs. Diff, right here. Sample, testing. Where did you diff them? Diff. Want got diff is not empty. String diff. Thought so. Why aren't you... Hang on. This. Minus want plus got. And they did this. Want got. We did... Oh, we did this backwards. Okay, that's fine. We can fix that. But... Want got this one. There we go. Thought there was one more. Why are you giving me this strings.join result? Let's do... I like their label on this. That's helpful. But... I'm going to use that actually too. So we wanted a lowercase s. For south? As a string. Expected. Outstring. Okay, well, that's where the mistake is. I don't know why this output sucks, though. Like, this one's better. So this one is telling me it's in the wrong order because we gave it to it in the wrong order. It is order dependent. I'm really confused by why that output was so ugly, though. Either way. We should be able to... Since it didn't change anything, we're just going to roll that back. And we could do their comma, okay, whatever. That's fine. I don't really care. I'll just do the more verbose but easier to read version. I'm happy with that. We're going to put you into these fellas here, though, too. Because we're just doing... Oop, I need the whole thing for that. Because we're just doing string comparison here and not objects anymore, this is a good place for it. Because otherwise it's really hard to tell what's gone or what's different. Okay. And then if I take this out and put it here, everything should still pass, right? That's the beauty of the test. There we go. Then we want to no exit. This one very easy. We delete all of that. This is irrelevant now. We could just do that. Expected. There are no visible exits. And I'm going to make sure, because we append a new line to the other outputs, we're going to keep that the same in both of these. And actually we don't append a new line here. So actually I need to double check. Yeah. Make sure that we do append new lines. Okay, so we expect no visible exits. These tests are going to break because we didn't say that we expected a new line at the end of our list here. So we'll preemptively go fix them. Like so. That we're going to do the same verbose exit text verbose like so. Get you to make sure that's the correct string. Yes, no visible exits. Okay, so all of this should still pass. Oop, we broke it. Right, we put this in the wrong place. Okay. Did I not? You're outside the 4. Oh, I'm dumb. I'm looking at the wrong one. Hello to you as well. Not even going to... What's a mud game engine? It's a game engine that runs a mud. Of course. That needs to be here. I'm looking at the wrong damn output. There we go. And then you, we did not... No exit. Ah, because this got... So this is why we test shit. That needs to go there. That should fix this one. Okay. verbose is already there where it belongs. Okay. And then you... This actually does go here. I was looking at the wrong function because... There we go. We put a new line for the longer one because it wants to be... we don't have an output to read, but it wants to be easier to read because it's going to have more descriptive text in it. So there we go with that. So we've got that. We're going to commit this. We're going to say add testing the verbose version of exit text building. Use go CMP to compare strings so we can better understand difference. Fix lack of a new line on the exit text, or at the end, new line, very end of the exit text, and correct display of no exits for normal exit text. Like so. Mud is multi-user dungeon? Yes. It's like if you could play Zork online with your friends. They were the original MMO. Okay. So, we've got that all in place. We should also do... If we were to test the character stuff, occupant text, we need a character that actually has a state machine. So we have to create a new character. Is that something we can do without standing up a manager? I don't think so. So that gets hard to test in this place. Actually, no, because we can feed it in here. So that's fine. Yeah, we've broken this up correctly. Alright, cool. That is good. We just need to worry about no, I lied. Get name. But we can return because it's a game object interface. So we could actually just create a test user that implements game object interface. That would be fine. So a struct here, you have an ID field. This can actually just be a string in our mock. You have a name, which is also a string. And then mock character has an ID. String return MC ID. We need mock character get name, also a string, return MC name, func MC mock character look at, returns a string. So we'll just call you look at data and you're a string, and we'll return loc dot look at data. Like so. Okay, so now let's just throw myself a little note here. Lock character implements the game events game object interface object interface. Oh, this actually has to return a UUID. My bad. Otherwise, it doesn't. That's fine. Things that rely on it, on having a game object to read data from, let's just say. Because in the real thing, character is our object, and so when we call get name, it's going to go to the character which get name, that hands it into the state machine to get the result. But that doesn't have to be the case. So we've got those. We're going to test build occupant text. Testing T. So we got a couple things we need to do. We want to make sure, and actually we didn't do this in our manual testing. For the basic one, we're just going to have one. This is going to be a list of game objects. No, I lied. Mock character. New is fine. And I need also to be me. Okay, so that's fine. That's fine. Look at data is going to be the that. Like so. Okay. I also need a test character because he needs to be in there. Still needs an ID. Test character. Because we want to test for that too. Now, we need to set up our buffer. And and then I choke on my own spit. And then we go ahead and call this as I die. Build occupant text. We give it buff. We give it this is actually a pointer. That's fine. Test character, and then we give it occupant list. Oop. But this is actually going to be a problem because this is a pointer. This has to be a a character.character. Crap. And this has to be a list of game objects. It won't just silently do the needful here. Even though this implements that. As the, what? As the ID method has a pointer receiver. If I get rid of that? Need the method getName source game objects. Oh, I forgot about that. That. There we go. Okay. Can I actually just shortcut that now, though, that I've completely implemented? No. You're still not going to just implicitly convert. So I need to do that still. Oops. That'll satisfy that. This is going to be a problem, though, because this is explicitly a character. But does it have to be? Or can it be a game object? GetName expects a game object. Just for the sake of making life easier, I should be able to do that, right? Let's make sure that I'm not shooting myself in the foot really quick. Let's go ahead and we stopped you. That's fine. We'll launch you guys and then we'll restart the server with the new goodness here. Okay, so we'll log you in. I'll type the password incorrectly, as is tradition. Okay, so I appear in a poof of smoke. I can see him here. Yeah, I can see them both. So everything's working still, as it should be, as we expected, right? So we should be good to use the interface there as well. Meow. We can get back to the test part. Okay, so we see our occupant text here. And we have to think about how we want it to look. And actually, I'm just going to borrow this because this exact same structure is going to serve us well. We don't look at their, we don't even use their look at data. We're just going to set it. Where are we? If we're not going to use it, why do we have it? It'll default to an empty string, which is fine. But in our build document text, they will have IDs. We put ourselves into the list as is appropriate and to be expected. Include ourselves because we are an occupant when we get events, and we must filter out ourselves from the output. Okay, so when we have things, the following people are here. New line, and then we expect to see let's do this, because it'll make our life easier here. And then here we say, let's actually just call you that. And then we expect to see other occupant. We could do, because we just did all the work to make this easier on ourselves, we expect the name and then a new line at the very, very end. And this is test occupant name, because we expect to see their names in there, right? Okay, so everything here should still be passing, unless I forgot a new line, which I did. So, minus a new line. Over here, the following people are here. Write the string. At the end here, write rune, new line. Now it should pass. There we go. I want to make sure in our room look message here, we were adding a line break, and we account for, we account for having 1 or 0, right? We just make sure that we have a single line between us by calling that helper. That's fine and dandy. Let's do the same test, but no other occupants. So we won't need test occupant. We include ourselves. And then we expect the result to be there. And what do we call this? What do we say for this string? It was nobody else here? Yeah. There is nobody else here. New line. Let's correct that output just for future me. This should still be passing. And we're good. We're gonna do test build occupant text multiple occupants. So we're gonna have this guy be test occupant 1. And we're going to have test occupant 2. Two, please. Thank you. We're going to include ourselves just in the middle, just for the hell of it. And let's see if I have managed to do that correctly or not. I have not. I'm missing the space. Okay. I was afraid of that. So here, we need to look at index. We care about index now. My connection is going to suck again for a second. And then here, if it's us, we continue. Otherwise, we write the string. And then if index is less than length of occupants minus 2. Buff, write string, redundant parens, right. This is not Dart. This is Go, and it doesn't want them. Write string, comma, and then a space. Like so. There we go. That way we get our nice little list in the case of multiple people there, which we didn't test correctly. Or if we did, we didn't make a note. Or if I did, I'm missing it somewhere along the way. That's fine. Okay. Let's go ahead and do a commit for that as well. We'll go back over here. And I'm going to say add testing for the occupant text as well. Fix missing comma and space in occupant list when there are more than one other occupants. Okay, perfect. Love that for me. We could add testing for room look message as well. We're kind of retreading grounds if we do that, but we want to replace this, I think, with a game object for easy testing, but also just in general. I like that you explained reasoning behind changes. Yeah, well, it's for me too, as well as, you know, for anybody else. I don't remember if I've mentioned it or not, but one of the things that I wanted to do when I started streaming was to get better at interviews where you have to code in front of people. Because it used to make me really, really, really nervous. And I wanted to focus on getting better at explaining what I was doing and thinking for that purpose too. But it also just, it makes a better stream, right? For anybody who's following along. So like, double-edged sword. We'd be double treading on our other stuff, but I don't care about that so much in a test. I'm happy to double up and catch errors multiple places if they so appear. It's really interesting to see it in real time. Great, that's awesome. I am so glad. So I think that's actually going to be a good place. We should do a little smoke testing around the build room look message. Like, we probably don't need to be as thorough with it, right? Because we do the other stuff, but we want to catch things like missing line breaks and stuff like that. So we can probably just do like a single one that runs through the whole thing, and then make sure that we get our output correct and the output message correct as well. I studied programming for 3 years, then dropped out of uni and worked as a QA for 6 years. Now I'm planning on restarting learning programming again. Awesome. Do it. Like, if it's something that interests you, absolutely do it. Yeah. And that's going to be a good place to start next stream. We're coming right up on that 4-hour mark, and my connection sucks, so I don't want to keep going. I'm going to cancel tomorrow's stream because my connection's getting worse. I've dropped like a third of my frames today. Hopefully, new parts and pieces will fix it. They're supposed to arrive tomorrow or the next day. So I'm going to go and probably have some lunch and then work on something else and hope that my internet's better next week. But thank you to everybody who came to hang out with me. It was good to see those of you who are returning viewers. Good to meet those of you who are new. I normally do this thing 4 hours a day, 4 days a week, starting on Friday and ending on Monday. Again, tomorrow I'm skipping. But if you want to come back and see me again at 10 a.m. On Friday, I'd love to see you. And if not, you guys have a great week anyway. I'll catch you some other time on down the road.